The governor of Illinois responded to President Trump's post. He wrote, quote, "The president of the United States is threatening to go to war with an American city. This is not a joke. This is not normal. Donald Trump isn't a strong man. He's a scared man. Illinois won't be intimidated by a wannabe dictator," unquote. Is President Trump planning to go to war in Chicago?
Look, I think it's worth being taken out of context. If I said we're going to war with the criminal cartels. We're going to war with illegal aliens, public safety threats that raped children, that raped citizens, that committed armed robberies, that distribute narcotics that kill Americans. We're at war with the criminal cartels, and Governor Pritzker protects criminal, illegal alien, public safety threats every day in that state, along with Mayor Johnson. We proved that. The first week of the administration, I went to Chicago. I started an operation there. The first day, we arrested 9 sexual predators, most of them child rapists. We arrested 9 members of TDA. Several of those TDA members had a pistol, an illegal pistol with a switch on it, which makes that pistol fully automatic. We arrested 2 illegal aliens that had a homicide conviction. That was the first day in Chicago. So, you know, President Trump and this administration, yeah, we're at war with the criminal cartels and those who want to murder and rape American citizens. You're damn right.
So maybe it should say criminal aliens in Chicago are about to find out why it's called the Department of War, not Chicago itself. But let me ask you, we keep hearing the president's going to send National Guard troops into Chicago. It has not yet happened. Help clear this up for me. Is the president talking about sending National Guard troops and other federal troops into Chicago to handle deportations or to handle violent criminals, or both, like you just referred to, violent criminals who are in this country illegally? What is the operation going to look like? Will it happen this week?
Look, National Guard are always on the table. We use them in Los Angeles, and we use them in Washington, D.C. They're a force multiplier. Now, do they arrest illegal aliens? No. They're ICE officers, Border Patrol agents who have Title VIII authority arrest illegal criminal aliens. But the National Guard does provide protection for us. It does provide us infrastructure, provides us transportation, provides us additional processing capability that allows the ones who immigration authority, the badge and guns on the street, to continue arresting the bad guy. So yeah, they're a force multiplier and they're on the table. I mean, they've been used by every administration since I've been working for the government. Starting in 1984, every administration's used the Guard and the military on the border, and they've been very beneficial. Look at the crime change in Washington, D.C. Look what they're able to do in Los Angeles. I was in Los Angeles when that all started. We were serving criminal warrants on money fraud, tax evasion, money laundering, and cartel funding. We were serving criminal search warrants, and all hell broke loose because the left said we're doing immigration raids and just arresting people that look different from us. And for 2 days, ICE agents were under extreme threat. We're being attacked. The facilities were being attacked. Thank God President Trump called the National Guard in to bring peace. So National Guard is beneficial.
So should we expect action in Chicago this week?
Absolutely. You can expect action in most sanctuary cities across the country. President Trump's prioritized sanctuary cities because sanctuary cities knowingly release illegal alien public safety threats to the streets every day. That's where the problem is. We don't have that problem in Florida, where every sheriff and chief works for us, right? Or Texas. So we got to send additional resources to the problem areas, which are sanctuary cities.
Governor Pritzker says Illinois has not received any notification about any enforcement action from the White House. Will you be coordinating with them about an operation of this size in Chicago?
Governor Pritzker's been notified from day one. Again, I went there and started an operation right after the inauguration. ICE agents have been flooding the zone in Chicago for a while now. So he's aware of what's going on. I mean, he knows we've been there. We were there last week. We were there the week before. Now, again, we're going to send additional resources to all sanctuary cities, but this isn't new to him. He knows we've been there, and he's failed to work with us. The Mayor Johnson has failed to work with us. Again, to this day, a significant public safety threat gets locked into a jail in Illinois, in Chicago, Cook County Jail, one of the most target-rich environments for criminal illegal aliens. And we drop a detainer and say, hey, this guy's illegally in the United States. You have custody of him. When you're done with him, call us and we'll come and get him. Let us deal with our enforcing our law. And they simply ignore it and release him to the streets. And what happens then, when you release a public safety threat back into the public, It makes the community unsafe. It makes it unsafe for our agents, have to go into the community and try to find somebody now in his turf who has access to who knows what weapons. It makes it unsafe for the illegal alien because anything can happen on a street arrest. Give us the public safety threat in the safety and security of a county jail. Makes it safer for everybody. But they refuse to do that.
How many National Guard troops will be sent into Chicago this week, if that's what's happening this week?
That's law enforcement sensitive information. I'm not going to tell you that. The short answer is yes. We're going to do more worksite enforcement operations because number one, it's a crime to enter this country illegally. Number two, it's a crime to knowingly hire an illegal alien. And these companies that hire illegal aliens, they undercut their competition as paying U.S. citizen salaries. Look, no one hires an illegal alien on the goodness of their heart. They hire them because they can work them harder, pay them less, and undercut the competition that hires U.S. citizen employees. They drive wages down. And I know this for a fact from my own personal experience of having a roof replaced. I had to call 5 different companies before I had a company that guaranteed me a legal workforce. I talked to one company, just a father and son, who laid off 20 citizen employees because they couldn't afford, they couldn't win a bid. Because the competition were bidding a lot less for a job because they were paying their employees a lot less to work because they're illegally in the United States. The part of the reason we have the most secure border in history of the nation today is because of, the great work of President Trump and his leadership, the men and women of the Border Patrol who are doing a great job, but it's also shown the whole world that there are consequences. What ICE is doing every day on these operations and this worksite enforcement operation also helps us give a secure border because those who are thinking about coming to the United States illegally knows that this administration is applying consequences. That's a part of the reason we have the most secure border. So yes, you're going to see a lot more worksite enforcement operations.
Republican Senator Rand Paul is criticizing a U.S. Navy strike this week on a boat that the Trump administration says was trafficking drugs for the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua, who you mentioned earlier. 11 people were killed during the strike. They were on the boat. In exchange with the vice president on Twitter, Senator Paul warned the U.S. against glorifying, quote, killing someone without a trial, unquote. What gives the president the authority to conduct a strike like this? And what happens if a mistake is made and people in that boat were not that boat, but a future boat, were not drug dealers?
Well, look, what gives the authority? That's a question for the Department of Justice or DOD or, certainly Department of Defense. Department of Defense, but what I can tell you from 40 years of doing this job, President Trump made the right decision when he classified these cartels and these gangs as terrorist organizations. They've killed more Americans with their poison than every terrorist organization in the world have killed Americans. They've killed more Americans than any war. So yes, it's the right thing to designate them terrorists, and it's the right thing to stop the poison from coming to this country. So, I support the President Trump's on his action. Who knows how many lives were saved from that poison getting to the United States? We had to order a quarter million Americans under the Biden administration died from fentanyl coming across the open border. President Trump's trying to save lives. A secure border does that, and I'm glad to see us playing the away game. We play the home game too much. Let's stop it before it even gets to our border, and that's going to save thousands of American lives. So I support the decision of President Trump, and that's my personal opinion.
Tom Homan, we always enjoy having you on. Thank you so much, sir. Appreciate it. Have a good Sunday.